A couple of nights ago, Wendy and I were taking our dog Sassy for a walk, as one of us does pretty much every day. And as we walked out the front and around the corner onto Franklin Avenue about 9:30, 9 o'clock at night, we see a woman in the verge next to some parked cars taking a dump. And so I say, hello, and she quickly pulls up her pants and without making any eye contact, and we keep walking because I don't want to make her feel any worse than she probably already does. After all, she is taking a dump on Franklin Avenue at prime time, I guess you'd say. And we keep on walking. So I'm willing to let it go, since I've seen far worse in my 30 years in Hollywood. However, Wendy is in homeowner mode next to our house, and I say, well, she's got to poop somewhere, and I don't want her, pooping next to the house either, but I can't think of anything better to do about it. Well, Wendy was not with me on the compassion train at that time. We can't have people shitting next to the house. There's a bathroom at Gelson's. She can just walk in and use it. Well, in reality, Gelson's doesn't really want homeless people coming in and blowing up their bathroom, and neither do I. I shop there. So she adds that, well, I wish that we could cut down that tree. It gives them all kinds of darkness so they can crap next to our house. And I started to wonder, well, maybe the city will let us put up razor wire. Regardless, that tree is definitely a problem. There's an RV now that lives next to our house 3 days a week because I guess they just like parking in the shade under that great big beautiful tree. So yeah, we certainly would love to sneak up there and cut the tree down if at all possible, but that's not really an option right now. When I lived in Hollywood 20 years ago, I felt like a lot of people were not picking up after their dogs. And it was an unpleasant visual for when I walked around. That made me not enjoy wandering around the city, and it also made me resist taking my dogs for a walk after I moved back to Hollywood a few years ago. And I've noticed lately, since we've been walking Sassy every day, that there are lots of large piles of poop around the neighborhood. It's kind of a quality of life issue. Maybe even a home value issue as well, or a property value matter. And so it's made me generalize that people with really large dogs are just assholes. So what I've been doing is when I see people in the neighborhood walking a really big dog, I gotta watch them, keep an eye on them, so that I can give them a lecture when they don't clean up after their dog. And really what happens is that I catch them cleaning up after their dog and I thank them. And it occurred to me yesterday that those large poops I've been finding around the neighborhood aren't really from dogs. So, homeless people need bathrooms. They also need jobs, and mostly they need homes. They need a lot of stuff that I have no idea how to provide for them. The best I can think to give them is poop bags. So Wendy is right. We can't let people shit next to our house. Wendy suggested that we install a floodlight. And that sounds like a really good idea. It'll brighten things up and make it harder for anybody to hide there and do things that we don't want them doing. And ultimately, it may just be moving the problem around the corner to the next tree, but